Hello everyone. We hope you're having an amazing day today. How can you not? If you're a Yellowstone fan like us, we believe you probably had the best entrance to the holidays as you were blessed with 2 new Yellowstone universe episodes back to back. We have already been following the 5th season of Yellowstone religiously for the past 2 months, and it's been going great. But now we have yet another show to look for every Sunday. The long-awaited 1883 sequel, 1923. Yes, we are jumping 40 years in time and witnessing what's been going on with the Duttons in the post-World War I, post-Prohibition period. Putting it this way, it may sound like a typical historical fiction series with little to no substance. But if you watch 1883, you already know that Taylor Sheridan isn't a man who leaves anything to chance. Instead, he calculates and examines every single aspect of what to expect from every single one of his shows. Yellowstone universe is clearly a passion project for him, and we can see how detailed he works on every show in this unique universe. 1923 seems no different in that sense, as it captures the zeitgeist of the time perfectly, but also doesn't rely on the historical aspects too much. Instead, it has multiple well-fleshed-out characters, strong storylines, and a naked look at the realities of the past. So it's not yet another typical history lesson with white men dictating what has happened, and we once again listen to the voice of the so-called winners. Instead, we get to hear from multiple perspectives, and we love it. As you all know, 1883 ended with Elsa, the daughter of the Duttons, dying in Montana, leading her family to settle in the region and establish a ranch. Afterward, we got a flashback scene in Yellowstone Season 4, showing that James got killed off by a horse thief, leaving Margaret alone with 2 kids. 1923 focuses on 40 years after this point, providing us with a recap of those 4 decades, and then telling the story of the Dutton brothers, as well as their uncles. That's to say, the Dutton family tree is larger than we initially thought, and we love it. Today, we will take a look at when to expect the next episode of 1923 and what to anticipate from the future of the show. The first storyline of 1923 was following Jacob as he was dealing with not only the bad natural conditions, but also what these conditions drive the local ranchers to do. We see that Jacob, the brother of James, is managing the ranch with his wife as they are both summoned by Margaret after James' death. Jacob is also the head of the livestock committee. We witnessed a committee meeting that showed that the stakes are very high when it comes to their cattle. It seems like a disagreement among the ranchers is on its way, and Jacob will be at the very center of the upcoming fight. We expect episode 2 of the show to dig deeper into the issue and enlighten us more on the conditions in Montana that negatively impact cattle. Then there is Spencer, the younger son of Margaret, who is in Africa. His storyline is particularly interesting not only because it takes place in Africa, but also because he is suffering from PTSD as he is a World War I veteran. Both of these aspects make him perhaps the most interesting character in the show. He is unhinged, visibly troubled, and yet also very much charismatic in his pursuit of action. It is clear that he craves action and danger to forget about his past trauma and the fact that he survived it. Thus, we cannot wait to explore what will happen next in his life. In our opinion, in episode 2, we will see him deeply wounded by the tiger attack that we witnessed at the end of episode 1. But we don't think the injuries will be fatal. Instead, we believe this will be a wake-up call for him to go back to the US, to his family, to spend some time with them. In the rest of the series, we expect him to struggle with life in the US after so many years apart. Of course, this also means that there will be lots of family drama as he will not fit in the way of things there. Last but not least, in our opinion, the most important storyline that is taking place in the show was the one that is following the residential schools in Montana. In 1883, we witnessed a Native American tribe gifting the land of Yellowstone to the Duttons. In 1923, we continue to follow the lives of the Native Americans in the region. But this time, their land is fully occupied, and they are subject to inhumane circumstances. The residential boarding schools are perhaps the biggest example of those unbearable conditions, as they were there to assimilate the Native American culture. So we follow an ancestor of Thomas Rainwater in Yellowstone as she is in the residential school trying to survive. There is violence, torture, insults, bullying, and more. There is also the doubt that whether the people who go out of the school survive, as no one from her family has ever written to her. We believe in episode 2 of 1923, we will witness her trying to find a way out of the school and try to get back in touch with her family. Would that be possible? We don't think so. In fact, we believe we will witness her being brutally treated once again, which is something we are not very eager to look for. That being said, we believe it's highly important to not sugarcoat these realities of the past and be aware of what has happened and who got hurt until we reach this point in time. According to its IMDb page, the second episode of 1923 will be out on January 1 as we celebrate the new year. Are you ready for this brand new Yellowstone universe show? Do you think the series is a good follow-up to 1883? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.